Hello, my loves. Welcome to another morning inspo. If you are new here, I'm Auji, and this is Sacred Libra, where we talk all things Libra. I do have a download. There is some inner childhood healing. Inner child healing. There's a need for you to tune into your inner child. Um, there could be some toxic family patterns or toxic relationship patterns that are triggering your inner child, okay? And there is a need for you to tune into your inner child, or there is a child that is being triggered by toxic family patterns or toxic relationship patterns, and there is a need for you to mother, okay? There's a need for you to mother this child. All right. So let's get right into this affirmation, inner child healing. Inner child healing. What is the affirmation for Libra today? Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is the affirmation? We have, I feel great about myself and my future. Let's say it together 4 times. I feel great about myself and my future. 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 It says, what am I most hopeful for when I envision my future? How can I turn that vision into a reality? What are you most hopeful for? Is it the success? Is it the love? Is it the home? What are you most hopeful for to live out that hasn't came to you yet, but you're like, I know I'm going to do this. I know this is going to be a part of my story. I just can't wait when, what is that? What is that? Motherhood, fatherhood? Is that a level of success? There's something that there's something that is here. All right, follow your own rhythm. I'm getting this. Also dance, 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 dance. Also, this is letting you know what's yours is yours. Also, when you stay true to yourself, you can't miss what's yours. You can't try to push what's already coming to you. Something is already coming to you. Basically, just dance. Just dance. Just feel free. Move your body. Like we were talking about circulation the other day. A lot of circulation, water. Make sure you're deep breathing. I'm going to tap more into that download. I need to figure out why I keep getting circulation, move your body, circulation. Even like dry brushing. Like, do something to circulate your lymphatic system. The skin is the biggest organ on your body, and a lot of us, we neglect that. We don't really take care of our skin the way that we're supposed to. And as I am talking, I'm massaging my legs. It's a comfort thing that I do. I think that I need physical touch all the time. I need to be touched. I think that's physical touch. It is one of my love languages, but I think it's higher. It might be higher than quality time for me, because I got like 3. So I always, especially as a child, I used to do this a lot, like just rub. And people would say, why are you caressing yourself? No, I'm just rubbing myself. Sometimes I just need like physical touch. And then also massages are very, very good for circulation. So I say that and to say that there may be a part of you, most likely on your legs. For some of you guys, this may be circulation on the arms. If you can get a full body massage, that's good. But it's one of the things that I do when I get out the shower. I kind of like, it's like a body affirmation thing that you do. You take time caressing your body and rubbing the lotion or the oil or the cream, the butter, whatever it is that you use to moisturize your skin. And you kind of take your time. Unless I'm in a hurry, then I'm like slapping cream and stuff all over my body. But that time reminds me to slow down. Also, for ladies, it's good for your breast. If you were to circulate that, because our breasts are sacs and they need to be like massaged like all the time. So I make sure that I slow down at least when I get there, because I know how important it is to make sure that we're circulating and we're releasing, because we have fluids and stuff inside of us that need to release. I'm pretty sure somebody else can explain this with all scientific words and colors, but touch yourself. And not just that touch. Also, speaking about that touch, not just that touch, okay? But that touch, there is somebody who needs to get reacquainted with themselves that type of way. Some people have not touched themselves that touch, okay? And there is a person who's craving a touch. It could be your own, all right? You know, it's different for women than it is for men. So men, I'm going to need y'all to be quiet, okay? The mechanics of the V works differently than the P, okay? So there's a person who is missing some type of touch. And I feel like that, and then there's a person who's afraid or has some type of sexual trauma that has not even allowed themselves to even, they haven't even tried. I seen this like sex podcast, and it was talking about how you want to try things with yourself first, or unless you have a person that you really, really trust. But I feel like there's a person who needs to get in touch with themselves sexually. And there are like healing, like sex healing retreats and stuff like that. And a lot of people, they use trauma blocks them from pleasuring, from masturbation and stuff like that. It's a lot of trauma. It's a lot of shame that people feel. So I do feel like a person definitely needs to figure that out. What is the tarot energy? I feel great about myself and my future. What is the tarot energy? What is, it's Thursday? The tarot energy is the Ten of Pentacles. For some of you guys, you know them coins is coming. You know them coins is coming. There's an amazing opportunity that's coming to you. This has a lot to do with work. Okay. There's a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of structure, a lot of support, a lot of security. The energy of this moment, or the energy of right now, is the 10, is completion. There is a major opportunity coming your way, presenting itself to you. So let's get right into this reading today for my beautiful Libras. Let's see what we have for you. Also, for some of you guys, you need to reintroduce yourself to your inner child. I feel like for some of you guys, you could have neglected your inner child. They have no idea how successful, how confident, how healed, just how much you've been working on yourself. They have no idea all the things that you've done. You can like write a letter to your inner child. All right, tell me more about What is today? Wednesday. No. What is the morning inspo for Libra? Thank you, courage. All right, so right now you're fearless. You have this strength, fierceness, and family. So when we go talking about that like toxic family patterns, there's something that you're overcoming. There's something that you're showing strength towards. There's something also that you're healing. Just think about the strength card. In career, you do have the guide, the illuminated path. There's something that is pushing you to a certain craft, could be pushing you to a certain area, could be pushing you to a certain field, and it is illuminating a pathway for you. All right. You have summoning power, instinct, intellect, and control when it comes to love. So I do feel like there is somebody who is beefing up their self-love, which is giving them some type of power. Also confidence. This is you knowing your true power, your true worth, things like that when it comes to love. Yes, yes, yes. We love to see this in the spiritual plane because we know the harvest on the spiritual plane is coming to the physical plane. So you have the gathering of the blessings, the harvest. And I like to, this almost reminds me of like a harvest moon or the corn moon here. But the gathering of blessings, harvest, you are gathering up your harvest. These are the fruits of your labor. A lot of good things that are coming towards you, that are here for you, not even coming towards you, already here for you. All right. And what's coming to you? You have idyllic times. This is the advice from Spirit, the garden paradise. Spirit is telling you you're in the garden. There's deep emotions, unknown feelings, past life influences. All right, we're going to talk about those deep emotions. And what's overall is tenderness, true love, compassion, open connections. There's a need to open yourself up to a person, not close yourself off. A lot of you guys are used to when you go through these moments of deep emotions. And for some of you guys, it can be more times than not because you are a highly sensitive empath. Okay, you do have these sensitivities where you can feel things. You can just feel when things aren't off. And then that's the God-given intuition. Even if you don't label yourself as a highly sensitive, we do have these intuitions. We can feel things that can't really be explained as to why we feel them. They have to be left open in the air, especially when you talk about spirit. A lot of things got to be left open in the air because spirituality is not about facts. It's about belief. So there's some type of deep emotions that are coming towards you that you do want to be aware of, and you don't want to close yourself up. Once these emotions come to you, you want to be mindful about closing yourself up. Not saying that you want to tell everybody about these emotions that you're having and what you're feeling, but you don't want to seclude yourself. Sometimes you isolate yourself and you can neglect everything, not return calls, not texts, no emails, no whatever. And you kind of put yourself in the box until you kind of figure things out. Then you come out like, okay, where's everyone at? And there could be some people that feel some type of way. I do feel like a person has to learn to kind of go through things with other people. Go through things with, still learning to keep some momentum flowing. Not saying that you don't have time to kind of like close the door. There is time for that. But sometimes these things can happen over spurts. And this is your body cleansing, or this is you getting some unfamiliar. And there could be important things that you need to tend to. So let's see. The ocean is layered with currents of all different speeds and directions. These layers of moving vibrations are like the emotions of your life. It's time to understand your patterns of motivation and reaction and recognize how you are affected by things going on beneath the surface. Profound feelings you might not be facing are often still strong enough to direct your destiny, whether you want them to or not. Longing, attachment, and fear could send you in entirely different directions than you desire. Such influences may stem from past lives, but whatever the origin, you need not be stuck with them forever. Look honestly at the patterns of your life to identify the undercuts of emotion that are misdirecting you. Affirm that you can release toxic emotions and let go of longing and need. Call upon your own eternal spirit to help you navigate these depths of feelings and influence. The power of your soul transcends all limits of time, space, and energetic currents. When you feel the depth of peace it brings, you will be able to take conscious advantage of each moment and achieve joy in all the currents of your present experience. The present is a drop of life that cannot be separated from the vast ocean that is your eternal truth. So choose to infuse it with power and peace. So, past, present, and the future. That's why I feel great about myself and my future. But it's the past. It's the past. And for some of you guys, this has a lot to do with some type of inner child. It is some past. It is the past. All right. In love, you have far more power than you realize. There's a relationship that makes you feel powerless, but you have way more power and effect. It's just that you are afraid to tap into your power when it comes to relationship. For some of you guys, this is your feminine energy. For others, this is your masculine energy. You're afraid for whatever reason to step fully into your feminine energy or your masculine energy, and you could be afraid of being soft, or you can be afraid of being hard. Maybe could be the masculine that's still trying to find his space or his voice or his, seat on the throne, or to mark his territory. This could be the masculine that wasn't allowed to make any type of decisions. Could have had feminines or feminine energy beings run all over his, intellect. And because feminine energy beings are more of the, y'all see? Okay. And masculine is more of the laid back, quiet. It could have been like that. It could have felt like he was never able to quite run things or quite do things the way that he intended. He wasn't able to lead in spaces. So there's a person who is not being able to lead in spaces. And then on the feminine side, there's someone who's always had to lead, who had to take on the day, who had to play the masculine role, was never ever given the space to sit back and be like, well, this is how I'm feeling, or sit back and I'm not feeling it today, or sit back and just be taken care of. There's a need for you to step into your power. There's power in your feminine energy, and there's power in your masculine energy. And there's a relationship that you feel like you are powerless, like you can't show up in that energy. I feel like I just want to challenge you to try again. Challenge you to try again. Something is going to come with practice. You probably don't feel as confident as you would feel in your masculine energy or your feminine energy. You probably don't feel as confident taking lead, or for the feminine energy, you probably don't feel as confident pushing back or sitting back and allowing things to attract to you instead of going out there and going to go get it. A lot of us don't talk about that. I feel like a lot of the love relationships, the podcasts and stuff, everything that's being talked about men, women, who's to blame, who's the. And I do feel like this is it's the same thing for both parties. I feel like either men didn't feel comfortable to lead, or felt like that their voice wasn't heard, didn't value their voice, would rather play the back and let the woman do what they do, which is, I guess, lead. And the woman didn't feel like that they needed to, or didn't feel comfortable or safe enough with a person who's not saying anything. You never say anything. You never say anything when I get to talking. You never stand up. You never do anything. It's like I have to make all the moves, so I don't feel safe not making all the moves. And then the male is like, you never let me talk anyway. Anytime I make a choice, you change it anyway. We have to go with what you do anyway. So why am I leading? That's the energy that is. I think both parties, hopefully you're dealing with the person who can gracefully stand in their masculine energy. For some of you guys, for some of you women out there, or people who identify as feminine energy, mostly feminine energy, dominant feminine energy. For some of you guys out there, you may be dealing with a masculine and they trigger you. For some of you guys, you cannot, there's going to be a different way that you have to work this. That you've been dealing with people who allowed you to take the masculine role. And now you have to relearn how to sit naturally in your feminine. That's what you really want to do. That's when you get to reposting on Instagram and watching all these things, and to get in your feminine energy. You feel tired. You agree with the post, like, we tired out here. We ready for someone to lead, but you don't even know how to sit down. You don't know how to sit down. And then the masculine energy the same way. You're dealing with the feminine energy who's just not going to allow you to play feminine. Just not going to allow you to not roar, to not let the lions roar. She needs to hear your roar, not you being angry, but she needs to know that there's a lion here. I can't have you here not saying anything, not doing anything, not just because where are we going? Because you're leading this. I need to hear your roar. I need to hear your opinions. I need to hear what's happening. You need to drive. It's a feminine that's not going to drive for you. They're just not. They're not wired that way. So I do feel like that there could be some type of clash going on, and but I do feel like you are summoning your power. Okay, and this is how you're stepping more into your power. So I do feel like I'm talking to a lot of feminines, because we do have tenderness, true love, compassion, and there's a person who just needs to become a little bit more tender. Okay, and this harvest that's happening in the spiritual plane, which is so good, because you know that it's coming to the physical realm, right? You know that it's coming to the physical realm. This is a gathering of blessings. This is you being put on notice that your harvest is coming. There's a project or goal to which you have devoted much effort and attention, and you are about to reap the rewards, okay? You have planted your intentions with care and taken the action needed to tend the seeds and cause them to thrive. So, if you haven't already seen the fruits of your labor growing in your life, be aware of the potential bountiful results about to come your way. Okay, my phone is just going off over there. All right. So also idyllic times. Okay. Now this has a lot to do with your deep emotions, because you're entering idyllic times. Your harvest is on its way. This harvest is going to bring paradise to you. Okay, let's see. It says the hardships that you've gone through have brought you great value and inner strength, transforming your life and carrying you to a new reality of pleasant experiences and peaceful surroundings. So get ready for idyllic times ahead. Let yourself relax and appreciate the peace and beauty coming into your life. Okay? All right, we're going to use the Angels and Ancestors Oracle to clarify. All right. What messages do we have for Libra? Tell me more about courage. Fierce energy. You're being so courageous right now. Wow. She-wolf. Look at all of these. So somebody is shape-shifting or transmuting energy. You have the she-wolf, unleash the wild within. And then here you also have the lion. So wolf energy, lion energy. It's almost like she's wearing a crown that's like the lion's, almost like it's the lion's head or something, and she's wearing that. I do feel like that you're letting the wild come out. A lot of this has a lot to do with creativity. A lot of this has a lot to do with sensuality. All right. Let your wild side out and unleash your talents and your desires. The she-wolf is an alpha female who is not afraid to stand out for the crowd, or in this case, pack. She is wild, unfiltered, and unfettered. She encouraged you not to be trapped by the limiting factors of weaker members of the pack or those who are trying to hunt you down because you have the gifts that they don't like or understand. She represents the energy of the wilderness and the unknown and encourages you to be free and unchained and go beyond boundaries. Release the animal energy within and track down what you need to do to express your true self. All right, you are being rewilded at this time, guided to reconnect with your rebellious heart, the part of you that likes to break boundaries and go beyond them completely. If you've been holding back on your hopes or dreams, you're being encouraged to chase after them now. Let the wolf energy within help you track down what direction you want to go in, and don't let any traps or hunters get in the way of your freedom or your growth. The life you want is here. Okay, so these past deep emotions, okay? These past deep emotions, for some of you guys, this comes from people who could have, this comes from people who used to have you trapped by weaker members, okay? So these are people who identify as weaker beings, people who don't have some type of esque that you have. This could be in your tribe, this could be in your family. I said toxic family patterns, toxic relationships patterns. There is a family pattern where the weaker beings, they sniff out the strong one and they give the strong one hell. Then there's relationship patterns where there's a person who's really, really weak inside, but they have this bravado like they're strong, and they sense you for being really, really strong, and they try to trap you in your essence. They try to put a lid on you, try to cap you. There is a need for you to outgrow all of that. I feel like there's a need for you to get back in touch with your inner child. And for some of you guys, you remember the inner child where a lot of things change for you, where you stopped believing in yourself, where you stopped changing, where you started to change to come into this person who needed to do this to be loved and put a mask on and mask your feelings. But then there's also that other version of you before you felt like, there's that other version of you. And for some of you guys, that other version of you probably don't even know. You probably say to yourself, I don't even remember a time when I didn't feel blah, 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 blah. But I do feel like that there is a time for you when you felt like you could do anything, where you broke the rules, you felt like you were on top of the world, you felt like you were confident. And I feel like it's time for you to tap into that side of yourself. Also, it's time for you to definitely love and hold and heal. But imagine how you're loving and holding and healing your inner child if you tap into the highest version of themselves and you start living that out instead of just letting the lowest version or the pain or the hurt or the abuse or the trauma or whatever, you start living that out. Your inner child will feel like, I wasn't stopped. I couldn't be trapped. I tapped back in to myself. I knew I was going to come back to myself. I knew that was going to happen. I knew I was going to get back to me. But there's a person who's around a weak pack. And you've been strong. This is how strong you've been. You know how many hats you had to wear? You got the lion here. You got the wolf. This could be symbolic to you defeating a whole lion. This could be symbolic to you defeating a wolf itself. That is how much you've been fighting against some type of pact. Okay? So I do feel like that there's a need. Your inner child definitely. Look at the work that your inner child has done. All right? There's a need for you to write this too. I feel like someone needs to write their story. We need to hear your story. There's a need for you to write your story. Write your victories down. Go back in time. Go in your mental timeline and write down your victories. All right. Tell me more about guide and career. We didn't really talk much about career, but you're being led, you're being guided. Ideas and things like that is guiding you into another direction, or it's illuminating the path, letting you know that you are on your right path. You do have unlocked the magic within, the magic guardian. So something is guiding you to unlock more and more and more of your creative side. The magic guardian, this reminds me of like a fire, some type of fire energy. So this is creative essence. So your magic within is your creative energy. Also, it's your power. There's something that you have power over. There's a need for you to see beyond the current situation. There could be a mountain or something in your way, but you can definitely see through the mountain, okay, or an obstacle. There's also a need for you to make plans and focus. Make plans and focus, and be the love that you want to receive. All right? Tell me more about summoning power. I told you guys. Heart guardian, love and let yourself be loved. But this is coming from your power. Love your feminine energy. This is you. Also, there's a need for you to love yourself, love your feminine essence or your masculine essence. There's also some ways that you show up that you do need to be reflective and notice some type of patterns. Let this person love you in that way that you want them to love you in. And you have the lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. So in love. So I feel like just because you have been in your feminine energy or your masculine energy, and it could have been hard for you to summon some type of power, the benefits are going to be really, really good for you. Okay. Tell me more about harvest. Harvest. All right. Shedding old skin. You got the snake here. Shedding old skin, trust in higher forces. All right, so there is not only a harvest coming to you, but a transformation where you become new. So as you're working on yourself, you're doing this work. And I feel like even you stepping in and doing this important work, you're shedding off old layers of yourself of procrastination or not believing in yourself and things like that. There's a need for you to trust in higher forces, trust in wise forces as well. There's a strong need for you to trust in higher forces, wise people, things like that. Okay. Honor your inner knowing as well when it comes to life choices and things like that. Honor the things that you do know. Okay. Your inner knowing. Also, There's a lot of the fruits of your labor. So enjoy your growth and reap your rewards. Tell me more about idyllic times. The garden, paradise. Spirit is giving you advice. Look, the lady comes out. Enjoy your growth and reap your rewards. This is almost like the Empress card here. It's whatever you're manifesting is coming to you, and Spirit is telling you to enjoy these things. Don't be trapped or whatever by past emotions, past feelings. You're outgrowing so many of these old chains and old leashes and things like that. Also, I do feel like that there is some type of growth that is going to make you reflect and look at yourself a little bit differently. It also may make you want to get into the mirror and say some affirmations to yourself. Also, this is going to, once you reap these benefits, the ladder of success is going to keep on getting higher and higher. So you're going to make a new level, and you're going to be like, it's like something's going to be really, really fun. Okay? Really, really fun. Tell me more about deep emotions. These deep emotions. Trust in the unknown. Trust that things will be okay. We do have a person shape-shifting. Look, you are shape-shifting. You are literally outgrowing and becoming and outgrowing and becoming and outgrowing. You do have the sight of the eagle. And is that a wolf too? So I do feel like there is some type of sight. Yeah, there's a need for you to take care of yourself. Somebody could have trapped you in a space making you feel like you weren't worthy to take care of yourself. There's also going to be a new direction. Wait. Trust in the Father. Wait. You're going to be moving into a new direction. Hold the space. Cry if you need to. Journal if you need to. Take care of yourself if you need to. Don't neglect. Don't seclude yourself and hide. Okay? Isolate yourself. But take time that you need. Spurts here and there that you need. Because this is a very, very important time. You're outgrowing a lot of things. All right? Tell me more about tenderness. Something's going to make your soul really, really sweet and tender. Feminine energy. Lots of feminine energy here. Yes, the elder. Moving beyond ancestral patterns. Look at you. Look at this elder that you have. Moving beyond ancestral patterns here. The great teacher. There could be an elder in your family or something that is a great teacher. Or you can be a great teacher. But I do feel like you have somebody with you that has so much wisdom and knowledge. You're embracing the energy of peace. Somebody needs to embrace the energy of peace. No stress. Stop stressing over the things that you can't control. Something is going to, when you stop stressing over things that you can't control, you naturally become tender and more full of compassion. Just naturally. All right, let's see. Let's get 3 cards for Libra. Ask for your needs to be met. Okay? Positivity, faith, and optimism, and successful funding. All right? Ask for your needs to be met. God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped. And it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. All right, positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith. Keep going. That's that. That's those deep emotions. Keep going. Keep on going. Your ideas are divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into a reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. All right? So that is your reading. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up and make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.